Howdy, folks. Gamer Matt Weevius here, and you haven't seen me in a while. You might be wondering, what the heck happened to you? Pretty much the fall semester, school started up for college, and I went down to this university. Is a ways away from my current locale, and it's in a smaller town, and I didn't really know anybody. It wasn't really working out. So basically, I went down there. Call me a sissy boy if you like, but I got a little homesick. Couldn't really game hunt. There was one thrift store in that town, and it was crowded. So like I had to make new friends. You know, I had to start. I couldn't do my hobby, my game collecting hobby thing. So basically, while I could still drop and get all my money for my classes, while I still could do that, I hurried and did that. Now I'm back up in Salt Lake, so I'm back with the games and the stores, the pawn shops, the thrift stores galore. Really high density yard sales up here. So yeah, I'm back here now. So that's where I disappeared to. Since then, just to quickly go through this, I got a new car, so that was pretty cool. It's a new used car. It definitely doesn't help the yard selling, I gotta say, though, because before this car I was driving, I got a 2000 Firebird for a pretty good deal, and it's pretty sweet. But prior to driving that, I had an 86 Dodge 500 is what it was called, the Dodge 500, and the paint was flaking off. It was a granny car. And that thing, you know, I'd pull that up in the yard sales, and people were like, he doesn't have, you know, he's freaking poor or whatever, so I'd get good deals. Anyways, enough about my ramble on where I've been and what things have happened. I just wanted to do a little catch up here, and I'm going to try to make this quick. But I'm not, of course I've gotten games this last month since you last were hearing from me. I'm not going to go over like stuff I didn't. I'm just showing you stuff that I've acquired that I didn't already have in my collection. So I'm not going to go and dig out, you know, a stack of Mario 3 for the original Nintendo and be like, I got 5 Mario 3s. I'm just showing you stuff I did not have that I'm adding to my collection and that I never showed you guys this past month that I've gotten. So with that being said, we'll move along.
Alrighty, so what I've gone ahead and done is I've categorized my finds into thrift store finds, pawn shop / used game store finds, and yard sale finds. So we're going to start out with the thrift stores. I got me a Atari 7800 Pro system, as well as the 2 paddle controllers and 2 of the 7800 joysticks. Unfortunately, I do not have the power supply for this, so and it takes kind of a different type of power supply than the 2600, so I might be SOL on that one. But you know, I paid $12 for all the controllers in the system at the thrift store. Not bad. Then we got some games here. We got N64 XG2 Racing, Powerpuff Girls, Chemical Extraction. Those were $1 each. Some NES games, Super Spy Hunter, TNC Surf Design. Those were $2 each. Image Fight. It's a top-down shoot 'em up shooter. Jeopardy and Mystery Quest. And some of these were $1 each, some of them were $2 each. And Skate or Die, I didn't have that one, surprisingly. And that one was only $2 as well. Moving along here, we got one of these, and I already had an SP, but I had what was I believe it was a AGS 001. This is an AGS 101. So what I mean by this is considered the Model 2 SP, and it has a much brighter, vibrant screen than the than the other one. So basically what you do, guys, is when you're looking for Game Boy SPs, look for... That screen's extremely bright. Look for AGS 101. And usually the SPs are in a like light colored pastel type colors. So only paid $2 for that. Really excited to have that. Got some Genesis games, a Game Genie, and Operation Wolf by Koi. Smash TV. Those were $1.50 each. Landstalker was $2. It's like a bad Zelda copy kind of game. And then this was really exciting to get. Castlevania Bloodlines. And I only paid $2 for this. It was sitting upside down in the toy section all by itself. No other Genesis games. And I flip it up and it's Castlevania Bloodlines. So really excited to add that to the collection. Then we've got some complete Genesis games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Hyperstone Heist. Golden Axe. I had Golden Axe, but not complete, so that was sweet. And Shaq Fu. I only paid $1 for Shaq Fu and $2 for Turtles and Golden Axe. Right here we got a top loader NES, and the story behind this was I went to the thrift store and I missed a big cart of game stuff that came out. And then there's people with their customers with their carts full of game stuff, and I noticed one had a top loader, this top loader. And I asked him, hey, so you're buying that for sure? You're like, yeah, we're buying this, man. It's rare, it's expensive, blah, blah, blah. They were going to for sure buy it. And then I offered him $15, and then he gave it to me, and then I went and bought it at the cashier with my own money. So basically this cost me the $15 that I bribed the person and the $10 that it cost me, and I got the system, the Dogbone controller, the power block, and the RF wrapped in saran wrap there. But it all works. I tried it out. It's awesome, and very happy to add a top loader to my collection. As some of you may know, these are like, they range $60-$70 or so very excited to have that. And then I've got a Super Nintendo Slim. Came with the paddles and the AV, no power supply. And that cost me $10 at the thrift store. So pretty cool. It works as well too. Great. Moving along to used game store and pawn shop. Now, I generally won't pay your typical used game store prices, and you'd be surprised what I can get things at some game stores. But first off, these were pawn shops here. Space Ace for the Super Nintendo, Ultraman for the Super Nintendo. Those were $1.50 each. Faxanadu, NES, RoboCop with the manual, and a game called Section Z. And then I got some manuals to different things just thrown in there. I paid $1 each for the NES games at the pawn shop. And then I noticed this at a pawn shop, and I open it up, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and there's a crack on the very inner part of this ring here. So what I did is I showed the guy it, and I was like, yo, this disc has a crack there, and it has some scratches. What's the best deal I can get on this? He said, $5, you can have it. So I got this for $5. What I'm doing is, I don't know if it's a good idea or not. It might just be a terrible idea. But I'm filling this in with some glue, because I know the data is not on that inner ring part there. It's like actually on all the label, like the picture label. So I'm going to fill that in with super glue, and then I'm going to get like a little Dremel sander and sand it down and match it up evenly with the rest of the ring. And it might be a terrible idea. I might end up messing my Xbox up. I might not end up putting the disc in my Xbox, so that might have been a bad idea. But $5 for the Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This game, I paid a little more than I wanted to at a pawn shop, but I was looking for it. and it's got a crappy, crappy case with stickers on it. But this was $5. Cold Fear. It's a survival horror game. It takes place on like a ship in the middle of the ocean somewhere, so it looks pretty cool. And then I got Neo Contra, BioShock 2, and BioShock 1. I've never even played these, believe it or not. So I'm a bit behind. Figure with a new BioShock game coming out, I need to get my hands on these and play them. And I only paid $4 for BioShock 2, and it's in good shape with everything. This one, for some reason, was $8. That doesn't make sense to me at all. And then this game was about $3, so all at the pawn shop. Alrighty, now we'll go to Play and Trade. There was a Play and Trade going out of business, so I picked up some Super Nintendo games. All their retro stuff was 40% off, so I got a game called Supernova by Taito. It's a Darius Twin, I believe, sequel. So side shoot 'em up. And Super Bowling. This game is actually really good. If you guys want to check it out, YouTube, Super Bowling, Super Nintendo. It's got like kind of like Super Punch Out graphics, but bowling, and it's really cartoony, really fun. And then I also got a Koi game, Lord of Darkness. I actually think I had this, so I don't know. Maybe I don't have it. But I paid $2 and about $2.70 or so each on those. Then also at Play and Trade, I got some Game Boy games here. I got Metroid 2 and Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. Sorry, I can't really focus on that, but those were also about $2.70 at the Play and Trade. We got some NES games. All the following are from a local record/movie/game store, so check these out. Shatterhand for the NES and Power Blade for the NES. You might look at these pictures here and go, they got kind of similar artwork. And that's true. I believe they're made by the same person, even though they're different companies. Don't quote me, I might be wrong, but these games are really fun. If you can get your hands on Shatterhand or Power Blade, they've kind of got a Mega Man feel to them. Really good music, and I only paid $2 each for these, believe it or not. All the NES games that are marked $4 at the store, I get $2 off with my discount off of all games. So Xbox 360 games, it costs $40, I get $2 off. These games, it costs $4, I get $2 off. So $2 each on these. Couldn't believe it. Power Blade, Shatterhand. This was a shocker. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2 for $2 with my discount. So this is like a $60 game, and I got it for $2 at an actual store. Karnoff by Data East. This is like a platformer, side scroller type of game. Wario's Woods. And then these here, same place, but they're Super Nintendo games that are the common ones, typically, are marked $4.99, and they don't really look at Amazon for every game they get in, so they'll mark some rare games as common prices. I got a UN Squadron, really cool Capcom side shoot 'em up type of game. I got Pac-Man in Time. This game sucks. This game's really fun. Pirates of Dark Water. If you can get this for a good price, pick it up. It's beat 'em up. You're playing pirates. You can choose between 3 different ones. They have different abilities and whatnot, but it's really fun, and it's pretty rare too. Cybernator by Konami and Run Saber by Atlas, and those were all $3 plus tax with my membership. And then I got a Castlevania Legacy of Darkness for the N64. Same place, but all their N64 games, that aren't on their list of like rare games are $7.99. So I got this for $6 with my discount, and you know it's like a $20 game around there. So that was pretty sweet. Last but not least, at that place I got Golden Axe, and this was only $3 with my discount. So really stoked to have that. Golden Axe 2. Alrighty, moving on to the yard sales. First off, an N64. You might be thinking, well, of course you had an N64. Yeah, I did have an N64. I got plenty. This one has a hood scoop on it. Check that out. I got this at a yard sale for $4, the system, with the hood scoop expansion pack cover. So I couldn't pass that up. Pretty cool. Then we got a Wii Play. That was $3. Didn't have that. Some NES games for $1 each. Kung Fu Heroes. Pro Wrestling. Qbert. Chess Master. And Capcom Strider. Those were $1 each. Some PS1 games. Medieval horror game. It's kind of a rare game. Road Rash 3D. And X-Men vs. Street Fighter. That's a pretty hard to find game. Very fun fighter. Mortal Kombat 4. And Soul Blade. Soul Blade is actually kind of a prequel-ish type of game to Soul Calibur, as in it has some of the same characters. I paid $1 each for those PlayStation 1 games. And then I got this demo for free, Iron and Blood. It's a Dungeons & Dragons fighter. Phantasy Star Universe for the PS2. Xenosaga for the PS2. Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube. Paid $1 each at those at the yard sales. I got an N64 promotional VHS that I haven't seen before. I've seen the Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong ones, but never seen this one. So I got that for $0.25. Actually, I might have paid 50 cents, but hey. $2.50 each on the following GameCube games. And my mom actually got this, so props to her. I got Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness Complete. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Rampage Total Destruction. So thanks to Mama for those. This is actually thrift store find. It's a controller for the Super Nintendo made by Capcom. You can't see the Capcom there, you can see it, but I saw this and I was like, whoa, I've never seen one of these. So yeah, I don't know why you'd ever use this, and I mean, it was $3, but I've never seen one of these before, and seeing as it's made by Capcom and it's for the Super Nintendo, I had to pick it up, so I did. So really weird controller. Got this top secret password player's guide for the SNES and NES games at a yard sale. This was 50 cents. And these PS2 games were $1 each. The Godfather, Combat Elite, and Brothers in Arms, Earned in Blood. I got this Genesis extension cord. Not sure exactly how much I paid for that one, but that's pretty cool to have. And then there was this guy who was selling a bunch of Super Nintendo stuff. He wanted $50 for his Super Nintendo with like 9 games, and it wasn't like Earthbound or anything. But yeah, so he wanted a lot for his Super Nintendo, and I wasn't gonna pay $50. But he had 2 games I didn't have that I wanted, so I got him to finally get down to the price of $4 each on these. Street Fighter Alpha 2. And Rock and Roll Racing, and believe it or not, I have never seen this at a used game store or in the wild. I don't know why. It's not really, I don't think it's a super rare game, but it's definitely uncommon. So, yeah. And then I've definitely paid more than a yard sale price on this one, but still under like game store price, obviously. Final Fantasy Anthology, didn't have it. It's complete. Unfortunately, Greatest Hits. I paid $7 for this, so I kind of paid a little much. But I mean, at the game stores, they're like $20, so whatever. Then I got a fancy hardcover Mass Effect 2 strategy guide and Mass Effect 1 strategy guide, an e-reader for the Game Boy, 2 of these Game Boy DS Pokemon I don't even know what they're for. They're for the DS games. And then I got all those at a yard sale for like a couple bucks. And then at the same yard sale, this was cool. The lady had a freebie box, and in the freebie box, she just had the boxes with the manuals and cardboard inserts, but not the games, for free. So I got Pokemon Gold box, Pokemon Yellow. These are complete with everything in them but the game. Perfect Dark for the N64. These are good boxes. Super Smash Bros. Really excited to have that. Good display piece. And Pokemon Stadium 2. Got some DS cases as well from the freebie box. Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Some crappy games. Curious Village, whatever, Scribblenauts. And then some more cool ones. Zelda Spirit Tracks and Mario 64 DS. Lastly, at the yard sales, I got a... this is like about 150 there. See if I can do this with one hand. But there's about 150 of these... Oh my gosh, sorry. 150 of these Super Nintendo Power Club cards. They just have pictures from other games and stuff, and they're taken out of Nintendo Power magazines. But I got all those for like $1 at a yard sale. And then the last thing I got this past month that I didn't have, happy to add it to my collection, is a Wavebird. And I didn't get this at a yard sale. I actually got it at the swap meet. I paid $8 for it at the swap meet, and these, they're like, with the receiver, they're typically 25 to $30 as far as the retail price on them. So glad to add that to my collection. Anyways, guys, so this is, like I said, stuff I didn't have that I've acquired the past month that you guys haven't seen. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys again.